Her smile shines as bright as the stars at night. Her heart is as kind as can be. She has the patience of a saint, but if you push her, oh Lordy. A straight talker is Smiley. She's the salt of the earth. Make no mistake, she matters. Catch Smiley's story on a live stream. Oh boy, that girl can matter. Go Smiley. She's Smiley, alright. She's Smiley. Make no mistake why she's here. She's Smiley, alright. She's Smiley. If you're guilty, she'll smell out your fear. Missing posters and stories of heartache and fear. She tells us all of the heartbreaking tears. She can sniff out the guilty from a mile away. If Smiley's on the case, then she's here to stay. She cares about these missing children. She cares deeply about them all. She speaks the truth with integrity. For the truth, she will seek it all. She's Smiley, alright. She's Smiley. Make no mistake why she's here. She's Smiley, alright. She's Smiley. If you're guilty, she'll smell out your fear. Smiley's questions are like a heat-seeking missile. She's going straight for the bullseye. Don't ever believe you can fool her. She's too wise, man, she won't comply. She values freedom like the 4th of July. She values respect even more. If you want to earn a place at Smiley's table, watch the clock, it takes time for sure. She's Smiley, alright. She's Smiley. Make no mistake why she's here. She's Smiley, alright. She's Smiley. If you're guilty, she'll smell out your fear. If you break her trust, you're done for. Trust don't grow back like grass. So don't give Smiley a reason to doubt you, or that friendship will shatter like glass. She's a damn good woman, that much we know. She puts in the hours to bring them kids home. If your child is missing, you want Smiley on the case. She is always willing and she gives so much grace. She's a Smiley, alright. She's a Smiley. Make no mistake why she's here. She's Smiley, alright. She's Smiley. If you're guilty, she'll smell out your fear. If you're guilty, you better feel fear.
Hello, everybody. Hello. Happy November 16th, 2025. I had to look what time it was and everything. So hello, H. Davis. Hello, you're on a roll. First one here, honey. Vanilla, hello. Good to see you. Thank you for being number 2. Janice, hello. Millie, good to see you. I hope you had a great day, and I hope your little grandson had a great happy birthday. Hello, BJ. Hello. Gypsy, hello. Let's see who else we have here. Sharon, hello. Good to see you. Nice to see you. I'm glad you're in here. I'm so glad. Carol, hello. Nice to see you, Nala. Hello. We have the other Sharon. Hello, hello. Hello, Biz Zoe. I'm so glad everybody's here. Let's see. You're cooking. You're cooking and in the bushes. Okay, cook something good. Cook something good. Lock Lady, hello. Love you, love you. Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. Oh my gosh. Bo, hello. Damn, Sam's Town, I'm here. I don't know. It's saying my battery's low. My battery should not be low. I just plugged it up somewhere else. We'll see. We'll see. Okay, the bottom line is hello, everybody. Thank you for being here. I'm here. I'm here. Y'all remember this guy. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Um, yeah, here I am. You remember this guy. Let me just get on with it here because I don't know what's going to happen. I plugged it in a different plug. Look, I don't know why my battery's running low. If it goes out again, I'll come back. Screw it. Okay. Even the plugs are not going to stop me, right? Good to see you, everybody. Thank you for being here. All right. Remember him. This is November 16th, 2025. And this is the guy that committed the murders of the family, the young couple at the Devil's Den in Arkansas last summer. I'm sure that's what the families of these victims think, right? He's the devil, right? Witnesses was the daughters, the two little daughters. So we're going to get into it because there was some updates. And at the Devil's Den last summer on the 26th of July, Clinton David Brink, 43 years old, and Kristen Amanda Brink, 41 years old, was found stabbed to death. They were hiking in Devil's Den with their 2 young daughters, who was 7 and 9. I know y'all remember that. Their little daughters. That's what made it very, very sad, for sure, because they had to see all that. Thank God they did not harm a head on them kids. Thank God he did not. But they still had to witness that, and they still have to live with this nightmare, right, for the rest of their lives. So they're going to have some pretty strong trauma there. My heart and my prayers still go out to them and their entire family. They're going to have to go through this trial and everything, and it's bad. Yeah, this one, the Devil's Den. He just went to court, so we're going to update it. I'm trying to update it. I don't mean to talk so fast. Hopefully it'll stay on. So the double homicide at Devil's Den State Park in Arkansas, it occurred on July 26, 2025. And this young couple, like I said, was unalived by him. And what was supposed to be a fun-filled and memory-made family outing, it was memories, all right, but it was not fun-filled, okay? The bad news is it turned into a nightmare, right? These children may never recover from that. They saw their mom and dad unalive, so they may never recover from what this Andrew, this guy on my screen, James McGann, did. He did this allegedly. And he's not getting out until after trial. He is not getting out until after trial. However, you see him in his street clothes there. He was a school teacher, y'all. Think about that for a minute. This was a horrible, senseless act, and he was hiding in plain sight as a teacher. And he transitioned there from another state, right? So he thought he would get away with this. He really thought he would get away with it. And he thought he would go on picking up teaching when school started at his new school and his new job. Well, that wasn't going to happen. Somebody had other plans for him. He wasn't going to get away with this, right? So as everybody searched around the country on July 30th, 2025, because see, he thought he was slicker than everybody else, the whole world. But on July 30th, 2025, Andrew McGann was arrested. He was arrested right there in a barber shop, in the barber chair, half of his hair gone, right, in Arkansas, after everybody searched and searched and searched. A tip led them there. So please, y'all, don't ever turn a blind eye. Okay, if you think you see something, say something. That day, with his confidence so high, you know, but his bubble got busted real quick. His bubble got busted real quick. He was arrested. He was charged. And he was charged with 2 counts of capital murder in Washington County, Arkansas. And off to jail he went. He went. We watched him tow his car, tape it up, everything. He pleaded not guilty on August 14th, 2025. They had him in a turtle, or it wasn't really a turtle suit, but they had him in the nothing but the S-wide watch suit, black thing, whatever it was. I remember that picture well. Sure didn't look like no teacher then, did he? So many wondered if this might be his first unaliving. But at the very start, if you followed me, if you remember, and some of you might have thought I was being mean, I said, I had a gut feeling this was not his first rodeo. I said, I might sound crazy, but I think he's a SK, right? Well, I still believe that to this day. I'm not changing that. I don't think this was his first rodeo. Do I have any proof? No. But guess what? He's being heavily investigated for just that to this day. So even if it can't be proven, I'm still going to say this is not his first rodeo. But then lo and behold, after I said that, and everybody thought I was crazy, I just try to use a little common sense sometimes. Y'all might not think Smiley has it, but I do. It's up there. So lo and behold, they came out from the news, and the governor and everybody came out and did a press conference. They said they was actually going backwards, and especially to look at a couple of other unsolved unalivings, right? They were going to see if he was involved because they found especially one of them very suspicious. There's an investigation underway to see if Andrew might be connected to another unsolved murder beyond the double homicide in Devil's Den, Arkansas. My understanding is, again, it's still going on, and he is very heavily being investigated. There was one in Vermont they're looking at. Not was, is. They still are. I haven't heard any different, and I tried to search it before I came on. He's still heavily being investigated. The Vermont State Police, they reached out to Arkansas. They wanted them to examine the link between this guy on my screen, Andrew, and the 2023 shooting of Honoree Fleming, right? She was on a Hudson Trail in Vermont. The difference is the weapons used, but they are still trying to track him to that. It was very suspicious. They had their reasons. However, at this time, they do not have a connection. Not yet. It's still being investigated, as I said. Then there was the Salt County Sheriff's Office in Wisconsin, right? They got in contact. They are investigating a possible connection between Andrew here and the 2020 stabbing death, get this, of Josh Schumeiser at another place called, you guessed it, Devils Lake State Park. That was in Wisconsin. Investigators found a lot of similarities there. The hiking trail, the setting, the random stabbing. And it was a lot of compelling evidence, and they wanted it looked at. So Arkansas authorities are still looking at that. Wisconsin's looking at that. Vermont's looking at that. FBI, everybody's in it looking together. Because Andrew is already facing capital murder in a case in Arkansas. On this case we're talking about right here, what he's in jail for right here, what we do know he did right here for a fact, in front of those little girls. There are these 2 additional links, and they do remain, and they may take time. The DNA, all the checks, the cross jurisdictions, the cooperation, blase, blase, blase. So Smiley wasn't so dumb after all, was she, Carol? He had this hearing on November 14th. The 14th. I want to say the 15th. He had it on, it was on Friday, whatever day that was, 14th, 15th, I'm not sure. Just a few days ago. Yesterday. No, it was Friday. Friday he had it. My days are mixed up. They're running together, honey. He was wearing his street clothes, as you can see. They did allow him to wear his street clothes to go in there in front of the judge. Wasn't a lot to it. We're going to watch some of that on video if my computer holds up. Lord have mercy. Attorneys, though, I want y'all to know, filed more than a dozen motions on this case that day. And the judge set another court date for January 15th, 2026, when he will be going back to court. One of the motions, though, I want to tell you that was filed, because I told you we would keep up with it, was on Andrew McGann's behalf, that argues that the capital murder statute in Arkansas is unconstitutional. Well, in my opinion, unconstitutional or not, this is just my opinion, though. We can't go on Smiley's shit, okay? I think it was pretty unconstitutional what he did to that young couple in front of their daughters. I think that was pretty unconstitutional. So I think they just better leave the Constitution alone, in my opinion. Brandon Carter, that's his name there in Arkansas too, is the prosecutor. Being held at the Washington County Detention Center. Okay. That's where he will remain with no bond until after his trial ends and they find out he's guilty or not. And I say, thank God. I think one of the reasons they're doing that also, no bond, is because they're trying to see if he is connected with this SK business. That's just my opinion. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. The prosecutor, though, he said he will not remove the death sentence. The state's prosecuting attorney is going to seek the death penalty if he is convicted. I say, stand up. Amen. Because of the severity of the capital murder and the death penalty exposure, this case is expected to have a lot of multiple trials and motions to go in front of the judge. It'll probably get extended out over and over again. And there's going to be likely a lot of delays. And something of this magnitude is just going to happen. But they can delay all they want. He's not going anywhere, so don't worry. The trial, again, is scheduled for January 15th, 2026. And there may also be an earlier hearing if they see fit, or something, needs to be brought to the attention. And that's what was said. I'm going to go ahead and try to share the screen and refresh some of your memory. I'm sorry if I didn't get to speak to some of you coming in. My computer went out. If you didn't know, Smiley's always having a problem over here. Lord, have mercy. Anyway, let's go ahead and go with this. And Millie, if you want to drop Seth's, where he's going to have his live, Sebastian's father is going to go live tonight. And I guess when we get finished, hopefully we won't be that long. We'll get a break in between, but y'all go all over there and watch that. I have no idea what he's going to say or talk about, but that live is coming up. It says long overdue. So your guess is as good as mine, honey. Okay. So back to this. Let's see here. Here we go. This is where he was going to court. This is their news, their 5 News there.
5 News at 6 starts now.
The man accused of killing 2 people at Devil.s State Park in this past summer back in court today. 5 News reporter Bo Russell will recap everything you need to know from that hearing.
And the CEO of Walmart announces he's stepping away from the role he's held for over a decade. We'll tell you what Doug McMillon meant to the company And who's in line now to
Yeah, we're going to be
rains.
done for 7.
And with Thanksgiving just around the corner, some River Valley families tomorrow will get a much-needed boost in putting food on the table for the holiday. Thanks for joining us for your 5 News at 6. I'm Darren Bobb.
And I'm Morgan Wrigley. Alex and Robin are going to have a preview of the first week of high school football playoffs here in a bit. But first, Noah Simmons is here to tell us that kickoff tonight is going to be gorgeous, it sounds like, across the region.
That's exactly right. It's going to be gorgeous, not just for the kickoff tonight, but for temperatures heading into your Saturday and the rest of the weekend.
We don't want to watch
that matters. We kind of look across the board. Obviously, that sun has set here at 6 p.m. by 6 p.m.
What are they doing?
At 71 degrees in Ozark. Just changed there. We finally have a reading at Fayetteville sitting at 70 degrees, and we're currently at 69 degrees in Bentonville. So those clearing conditions are going to continue into those overnight hours. We're going to see, though, those temperatures kind of drop off to those middle to lower 60s, which is actually very mild for this time of year. Typically, we should see lows into the 30s and close to 40. We're not going to be seeing that, though, by any means. In fact, we're going to be waking up close to 60 there in terms of your Saturday morning with a bit of sunshine and clouds mixed throughout your morning hours. In the River Valley, again, we're going to see those temperatures in the 70s here within the next hour before we'll drop into the 60s. Any evening plans, they look fantastic out there, whether it's football games or just anything.
The courtroom as that suspect went.
Noah, thanks. In continuing coverage, prosecutors say they are taking every step with care in the case against the man facing 2 capital murder charges in connection to the deaths of 2 hikers at Devil's Den State Park. 5 News has been bringing you extensive coverage since that random attack in July.
Today, 5 News reporter Bo Russell was in the courtroom as that suspect went before a judge.
From how McGann was led into the courthouse this morning to how evidence is handled, the high-profile nature of this case is shaping how attorneys approach every hearing. Now, this morning, police staged a false flag operation, distracting reporters and photographers at the main entrance to the courthouse as McGann was being let in through the back door. Police say this was an order from Judge Joanna Taylor, who has taken extra steps at every turn to ensure privacy around this case. McGann walked into the courtroom at around 8:30, wearing khakis, a white shirt, and a red tie, clothing allowed under a defense motion to remove jail garments and visible restraints. Now, his attorneys argued that since so many eyes are on the case, appearances matter even before the trial begins. That was one of 19 motions filed this week, which also included requests for investigative notes, digital records, and rulings related to the death penalty. Prosecutors say while the public interest isn't changing how the state handles the case, it is heightening an attention to detail.
The high-profile nature of this case is not going to change the way that this state deals with the case. If anything else, it heightens our scrutiny on the case, taking extra care because of the weight of the proceedings.
Several motions were granted today, but many more still require hearings. Those will continue on January 15th at 8 a.m. I'm Bo Russell, 5 News.
Okay, so they're not taking any chances, okay? But there will be a lot of motions. I was fixing to say emotions, and honey, there will be a lot of them too. Just saying. I want y'all to watch this. Some of y'all missed this early on. This is what I'm talking about. Hey, Julia. Oh, thank you, Julia. Thank you. Okay. Vermont State Police probe potential connection between McGann and previous homicide cases. Y'all remember him looking like that, all crazy and stuff, okay? Just saying. James McCann, who was arrested in July in connection with the double homicide at Devil's Den State Park, is now also being investigated for the 2023 homicide in Vermont. This is when he went to court, y'all, the first time. I think this was the very first time.
All right, very good. You are Andrew James McGann. Yes. You're in front of us today, sir, for your first appearance at our Arkansas Local Criminal Procedure 8.1. You have 2 charges currently.
Hey, Jack.
Washington County Circuit Court, both are murder. You should really have the right to represent an attorney. A free attorney will be appointed if you can't afford one. You're not required to stay with me today. Anything you say will be used against you. You also have a right to communicate with counsel, your family or friends, and a reasonable means will be provided for you to do that. I've been presented with an affidavit of indigency this morning from Mr. Parrish. I'm going to sign off on that and appoint the public defender's office. Choose your case moving forward to represent you.
Hey, beautiful. You are so beautiful. Thank you.
Yes, certainly, Mr. Parrish. I'll give you the next court date when we finish this. The bond is set at no bond right now.
No bond.
Court appearance for August 25th of this year at 7:45 a.m. That's going to be your detention center. There's been a finding made that probable cause exists in a detainee that was made by a judge previously. Anything further, Mr. Parrish, or do you wish to be heard?
Another thing that I would indicate is, depending upon which division this case falls in, I'm advised that it may be sooner than that's going to be we don't get up. We're aware of that, is what I'm saying.
All right, very good. Anything else?
Your Honor, we'd ask that you have the conditions if while Taylor is released and have no contact, direct or indirect, and with Brent's family.
I can add that today. There's nothing to add it to. There's no condition. Are you going to get the bond is set?
No.
Sure, he's not going to have contact, though. If a bond is set, then a no contact provision can be part of that bond. Right
No
now,
contact with the victim, of course.
Anything from anyone else?
8 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Thank you.
Carol.
Yes.
Thank you, Julia. I might be behind these screens, but honey, I'm healthy as a horse. I'm still trying to take care of myself. Anybody else see this? I have no idea. Oh no. Okay. And so that, that was then. And then this is the sketch. I want y'all to see that. This is the sketch. And I think it looks a lot like him of the one they're investigating for Honoree Fleming. She's a 77-year-old woman who died from a gunshot wound. That was the difference, was the weapons used. But that was back in 2023. He may have just wanted to do it differently. If he's found guilty. We don't know that that's him. I'm not accusing anybody. I'm just putting out my thoughts there. But she was on the Delaware and Hudson Rail Trail. The investigation into her death is ongoing. And, again, I think that looks a lot like him. But that's just me. Some didn't. Evidently, they did. So those were the things in that. Again, I'm sorry. I don't mean to be like Russian. Okay. What'd I do? Let's get this. I think I have to do this. Hold on. Okay. This is when they were going. Now listen. What in the heck?
The biggest automotive event of the year is in Northwest Arkansas. It's the big event. All 6 McClarty.
Wisconsin investigators say they've been getting calls from people there and from people here in Arkansas about similarities with the murders that happened at Devil's Den State Park and a murder that happened 5 years ago at Devil's Lake State Park there in Wisconsin. And now investigators are waiting to see if it could be the same person.
There is a suspect of a homicide that is at large right now. There's a risk to the community in any community they are in.
October 2020, Devil's Lake State Park, Wisconsin. 24-year-old John Schmutzer was hiking near the South Shore when he was stabbed to death.
He was by himself, and we have also obtained a video from his phone that he took himself at the top of Potholes Trail.
Investigators talked to more than a dozen witnesses who said they saw a man frantically running away from the area, described as about 6 feet tall, wearing pants with ripped knees, a dark top, possibly a hoodie. At the time, investigators said it's possible the killer was hurt during the attack.
Thank you, Carol.
And they did not think that Schmutzer and his killer knew each other. Now, Wisconsin investigators are working with Arkansas State Police to see if Andrew McGann could be the person they've been looking for. McGann is charged with 2 counts of capital murder for the deaths of Clinton and Kristen Brink, who were stabbed to death while hiking with their 2 daughters at Devils Den State Park here in Arkansas.
In my 27 years that I've been with the state police, this is probably one of the most heinous that we've had, especially the aspect of just how random it was.
Investigators say McGann admitted to the killings and that he was injured during the attack, as the Brinks did everything they could to protect their daughters. When investigators searched the Springdale home, they say they found items that McGann was wearing in this picture taken by a witness at Devils Den State Park the day of the murders, July 26th. State police say they matched McGann's DNA to blood that was found at the scene of the double murders. Now, Wisconsin investigators are waiting to see if DNA evidence can connect the Devil's Lake killer to the suspect in the Devil's Den murders. Investigators in Vermont also reached out to Arkansas State Police to see if McGann could be connected to murder that happened in that state. Investigators say that as of right now, there is no link between the 2 cases. In Fort Smith, Brett Rains, 4029 News.
Andrew James McGann is expected in court on August 14th. He's accused of killing 2 people at Devils Den State Park. McGann is expected to enter a plea on 2 capital murder charges. He is being held without bond at the Washington County Detention Center.
So he goes back to court January 15th. Again, y'all can expect a lot of motions. They may bring him in before then for some reason. They're trying to get the capital off the table. That's what they did Friday. The prosecutor and DA said, no, it ain't happening. It ain't happening. And he is staying in jail until after his trial. No bond. No bond. Now, will that change down the road? I don't know. But this person really don't deserve to be out at all ever again. He was in plain sight while the whole world was looking, driving his same car, doing all the things. But he wasn't as slick as he thought he was. He almost lost all his hair over it. I'm just saying. You know, they went in and got him when he was in the barber chair sitting there. He thought he would get slicked up, spiffed up, and he thought he would go on to teach. Again, I don't have very good vibes about him. That school where he was teaching the girls, yes, they did. They reported that he, you know, got frisky with them, got out of the way with them, whatever you want to call it. So again, he did not, thank God, harm these 2 children. It was enough that he harmed and unalived the parents. But again, that makes me wonder with what you're saying, Sharon, did he ever abuse any children? Will they any more ever come forward? I mean, I'm sure all that will come out in court. That was out in the news. That did happen. But, you know, how abusive like that was he? I think he was, I might be wrong. Was he already went through 2 schools, right? I think, if I'm correct on that, I'm not sure, but he just thought he would get spiffed up and go on and transfer and do this school. Now, was he getting braver and maybe started out with one? This is me. I thought that from the beginning, but lo and behold, the news and everybody brought it out. So did Sarah, right? The governor. So, but I don't think it's his first rodeo. I hope all that comes down. I hope all families get, no matter if it's him or not, I hope all families get closure and justice. And I hope these children get all the help and therapy they need. I know last I heard they were with their family members, and I know they're all bonding together and trying to deal with this tragedy, you know, because it is a tragedy. It was a senseless one. I'm not going to keep y'all. I wanted to come on here and update you. I told you I would. I am a day late and a dollar short as usual, but that's okay. That's okay. In the meantime, like I said, at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, I don't know where everybody else is at. Seth Rogers, the bio father of Sebastian, will be on his live. Go over there, watch. Hit the like button. I have no idea what he's going to talk about tonight. But whatever it is, be kind, be respectful. I'm a mod over there. I know a lot of other people are going to be modding, and that chat's going to be very tightly watched. Because he has every right, just like everybody else, to come out and say how he feels and to talk about his son and to do that as well. But again, I have no idea what he's going to be talking about. So in the meantime, many prayers. I love y'all. And let me try to get this computer. It's plugged now, but I don't ever want that to happen again. Scare me, honey. My son ain't here. Nobody's here with me right now. And I was wondering if I was going to be able to get back up here, but I did good. Yay, yay, yay. Y'all better give me a like just for that. Just saying. But I love y'all. Be kind. Be sweet. Remember, it's never too late to change. It's never too late to start over. Just be kind, okay? All right. I love y'all very much, and I'll see y'all in a bit. Bye.